I'm Maxwell Waldron. I am 21 years old. I'm a student here at BYU, Brigham Young University, and I'm from Cedar Hills, Utah, about 30 minutes north of here, so not too far. Ever since I was like a little kid, I just always wanted to come to BYU. My dad, obviously, he came here as well. He played soccer here, so that was kind of um, my little push and kind of inspiration as to come to BYU.
My name's Casey Waldron. I am from Costa Mesa, California, born and raised, and I've been coaching at BYU with the BYU men's soccer team for 7 years now. I don't know what words to put into it other than when you see your own child succeeding in life, whether it be in the classroom or in sports. It's a proud moment as a parent, as a father. I always kind of dreamed of my kids playing collegiately as well, so that's been a fun thing to watch and see the hard work that's been put in and the reward of actually being a member of the team.
It's been a good year. It's been a good experience as a freshman. It's been the hardest thing I've done from a sports perspective as a soccer player. It's been really good competition, the highest of the high level of playing all around. The competition's been very hard, and it pushes me to be better. Of course, I'm a freshman. I'm one of the youngest on the team, so I have to learn and earn my keep. But it's been a good journey, and I've loved it so far.
It's interesting, when I graduated, the year right after I graduated, the soccer team left the club program and bought a franchise. Kind of a cool experience, and they were a semi-professional team for a while. That year, I remember asking my then coach, Chris Watkins, I said, hey, if you ever have a spot on the team, I'd love to be on the staff. So it's always been a dream. Always wanted to coach where I played, college. One of my old teammates, when I was a senior, he was a freshman, goalkeeper. He's our current head coach. He approached me. He knew I was coaching at a local high school and simply said, hey, what do you think about joining my staff? And I said, I would love to. And that's kind of how it came about. In 2001, we went to Spain, Germany, Holland, and we got to play some pretty high-level teams. We played Barcelona's B team, their reserves, guys that were trying to get fit to play on the first team, guys that were coming off of injury. We got to play those guys, which was an amazing experience. As a collegiate athlete, you're playing professionals. We played a couple other teams in Madrid that are now in the first division of Spanish soccer. So that was probably my highlight as a player, playing at that high of a level against really good teams and actually performing well as a university against professionals. Messi at that time in 2001 would have been 13 or 14 maybe. So he was probably out on the training fields because they walked us through their training facilities where all the young academy players are playing, and I'm sure we passed him. Yeah. Didn't know that he was going to be who he is today.
I never got to watch my dad play because I was just a little kid, or I wasn't born yet. Just hearing stories of him playing always made me excited and have that desire to play as well. And then growing up, seeing him for the past 8-9 years, I think it is now, coaching, it's been awesome to be, a little kid of 12, 13 years old, 10 years old, seeing now I'm, 21, being able to be a part of that program and be with him on the team as well. It's been awesome. If I were to rewind the clock and go back to my younger days, I definitely, we butted heads a lot, just kind of in that balance of being a dad on the soccer field, being a coach at home. And so I sometimes, being just stubborn and kind of rebellious in a sort of way, wouldn't take criticism or help, even though now I know it's coming from a place of love, but back then, just being a kid, I would take it as, he wants me to be better. He's just pointing out all my mistakes and all this stuff.
He's being dad.
He's being dad
on the soccer field.
Yeah.
And he's not just being coach, but it was me being the coach, saying, this is what you were doing wrong. This is what you need to improve on. And he took it as, go do your chores. Yeah. And I'm like, no, we're on the soccer field. So it was interesting. I think there's something, I don't think it's overstated, but it prepares you. As a player, you kind of know the process collegiate club soccer is a different beast. We play 6 games in 3 days. That's unheard of. So as a player, I got to experience that for six seasons. I played 6 seasons. And then as a coach, you kind of know what that process looks like, how to prepare the players, how to pick yourself up when you're knocked down, and both on a physical level, but also on a mentality, mindset level. You just understand it better. It almost was second nature, just like, hey, we've done this before. We're experienced. We know what it takes to win. We know how to prepare our players in order to put yourself in a position to succeed.
I do have one memory of like when I was little, and I know this, only reason I remember it is because we have video of it. But it was back when so I grew up in California, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach area. And so I played for a little AYSO league team down there. So I was probably about like 3 years old.
I think we were the Turtles, or the Dragons, or we were a green team. Does that sound right?
Probably like
Ninja Turtles or something like that. Maxwell was this curly-headed, blonde little boy that was rambunctious and had tons of energy, very athletic at an early age.
But I do remember there was this one game where I had scored like 2, 3, maybe even 4 goals.
And so I think I put him back as a defender. That, of course, as little kids, that doesn't keep him from still going all the way up the field and scoring again.
And I ran over to my mom on the sideline, and she was taking film of it, and I was screaming, "I got another one! I scored another one!" And my dad, being excited for me, but also trying to be a coach, came over to me, grabbed me, and said, "Hey, get back over there! Like, you need to be humble about it. Don't be like, a loud mouth about it." He gets excited for us, and he's happy for our accomplishments, but he also tries to play it off kind of cool and just kind of like nonchalant about it. So anyway, that's one story that I remember.
I was so proud to have my wife on the sideline. As a player, I remember making her a t-shirt. I think it would have been my junior and senior years probably as a player, where my last name was on the back of the shirt and BYU was on the front. So it was cool to see her in the stands with a shirt that had my name on it, so people knew, hey, that's Casey's wife, or that's number 4's wife. She's a true soccer mom. In fact, I don't know if we've gotten her a t-shirt yet, but we probably should, that says, number 1 soccer mom, because she's been through it all. She goes to all the games. She lugs the other kids around and has the warm gear for cold games. And she says that my eyes light up when I'm on the soccer field. She's my better half in every, definition of that phrase. It's something that I probably couldn't do this without her. Not probably, I couldn't do this without her support.
He's done a really good job over the years of not playing favorites. I can even remember multiple times, even just this last season with BYU Soccer, of like me underperforming or making a mistake in practice or something, and unfortunately he caught me with that mistake. He's like, hey, get down and do 10 push-ups or whatever it is, or you got to go do your conditioning or something like that.
You still have to have a really high standard and expectation, but at the same time, there's more to it. There's spirituality, there's brotherhood.
From a dad and son perspective, we just kind of hang out, and we're like best friends.
His freshman year, we were playing Timpanogos High School. It was his freshman year in high school. I brought the varsity guys inside to stay warm, I think, and maybe do some warm-ups. All of a sudden, the crowd goes crazy, and I'm like, what just happened? And everyone's like, Maxwell just scored from like almost half field. And I was like, what? So I missed his goal, his first like career goal as a high school player. But not only was it a goal, but it was like what the young kids call it, like it was a banger. He launched like a 40 to 45 yard shot and beat the keeper over his head. You got to work every day to earn your spot because everyone else is doing the same. Those traits that you hope to have as a parent, a father, patience, and leadership and compassion when players get hurt, that definitely crosses over to the field as a coach, because I think if you don't have those things, then your players aren't going to have a relationship with you.